keeping up with SAP updates, it's like trying to drink from a fire hose sometimes, am I right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I hear you. It's a lot to process.
That's why we do these deep dives to break it down. And today, we're tackling S/4HANA EWM. Got a fresh off the presses SAP release, October 2024, ready to dig in.
Looking forward to it.
Now, before anyone tunes out thinking EWM, not for me, trust me, this stuff gets really interesting. We're talking about the behind the scenes of how businesses actually, get products from point A to point B, smoothly, efficiently, all that good stuff. And this update, well, let's just say SAP's not messing around.
Right, and they've been a major player in this whole warehouse and transportation management system world for a while now. In fact, analyst firms like Gartner and IDC, they consistently put SAP in the leadership category. Been doing so for like over 10 years running now.
10 years at the top, that's practically ancient history in the tech world. So what's the secret sauce? What are they doing that others aren't?
Well, this new update gives us some clues. One major theme that really jumps out is integration. SAP is really pushing for even smoother connections between EWM and its other modules. Think about it if your company uses SAP for financials, for manufacturing, sales, now with EWM, warehouse management, all those systems talking to each other.
Yeah, no more data silos, right?
Exactly.
I'm already seeing the dollar signs from all the efficiency gains. But what does that actually look like for someone, on the ground dealing with this stuff day to day?
Okay, so imagine this. A customer orders something online. The second they hit buy, the warehouse gets the order, starts picking and packing, shipping label prints automatically, boom, 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 all thanks to these integrated systems. No more delays, fewer errors, just a seamless flow.
Music to a business owner's ears. Okay, so we've got smoother operations, less manual work, fewer errors. What else is in this treasure trove of an update?
Well, and remember, that customer getting their order, they don't just care about speed, they expect quality. SAP's really upped their game on quality management in this release. Added features to handle quality certificates right at goods receipt.
So catching potential problems before they snowball into a bigger issue.
Exactly. It's all about being proactive, making sure that, the customer is getting exactly what they ordered.
Smart move. Looking through this update, I'm already seeing a pattern here. Efficiency is the name of the game.
Absolutely. And it's not just about these big picture processes. They're also focusing on, making the daily grind easier for the warehouse workers themselves.
Okay, let's dive into that because this is where it gets really interesting for anyone who's ever, actually stepped foot in a warehouse. This document, it mentions advanced shipping and receiving. And I got to admit, one phrase, it totally stopped me in my tracks. Streaming processes. What does that even mean in a warehouse? Like, am I picturing a conveyor belt with a playlist?
Okay, so picture a traditional warehouse, right? You often have to wait for an entire order to be prepped before moving it onto shipping. Picking, packing, labeling, the whole 9 yards. It creates this bottleneck.
Like a traffic jam in your warehouse aisles.
Exactly. But streaming processes, it's more like things are flowing continuously. As soon as an item is ready, it can move to the next stage, even if the whole order isn't complete. No more waiting around.
So smoother, faster, less downtime. And speaking of those little time sucks that drive warehouse workers crazy, this update, it also mentions using container IDs directly. Is that as big of a deal as it sounds?
Huge deal. Think about those handheld RF scanners.
The ones they're always using, yeah.
Right. Radio frequency scanners, by the way. Before scanning a container, it might have involved multiple barcodes, maybe digging through paperwork, multi-step process.
Not exactly a recipe for efficiency.
Now, with this update, scan the container ID, bam. The system knows instantly which freight order it belongs to, what's inside, where it needs to go. Simple change, but huge implications.
I bet. Okay, ready for something that sounds like it's straight out of a sci-fi movie. This document mentions, talk to your warehouse via Joule. Tell me this is what I think it is.
You're on the right track. SAP is hinting at a future where you can actually talk to your warehouse system and it understands you.
No way.
Joule, that's their AI platform. This particular feature, it's still on the roadmap, but it's a sign of where things are headed.
So instead of typing in commands or scanning barcodes, we're going to be saying, hey, warehouse, where's that order for customer X?
Exactly. It could totally revolutionize how we interact with these systems. This AI thing, along with everything else in this update, it really points to SAP making moves, pushing the boundaries.
From streamlining processes to talking warehouses, it's clear SAP is serious about staying ahead of the curve. But before we get too lost in the future, let's bring it back down to earth for a second. What does all of this actually mean for businesses right now? Why should they care about this EWM update? This has been, wow, one of the most interesting deep dives yet, for sure. If you're a business owner and you stuck with us this long, I'm guessing you're either using SAP or thinking about it. This update is like a toolbox full of ways to improve.
Yeah, absolutely. Think about the different people involved, right? You've got the warehouse manager. This update, it gives them tools like that container ID scanning that can seriously boost their team's efficiency and accuracy. No more, hunting for barcodes, paperwork pileups, just scan and go.
And what about those folks up in the clouds, the logistics planners? What's the big takeaway for them?
For them, it's got to be those interconnected workflows. Tighter integration, that means smoother, more efficient operations across the board, real-time visibility into inventory, quicker order fulfillment, happier customers, right. That whole chain reaction, optimized.
Can't forget the C-suite, always looking for that competitive edge.
This update, it's a sign SAP is serious about staying ahead. Investing in a system like this, it's a message. We're committed to innovation efficiency we deliver.
It's like saying we're playing chess, not checkers, right?
Exactly.
So we've gone from streamlining warehouse processes to like glimpsing a future where we're having a chat with our supply chains. Wild.
And that's what I love about these deep dives. We're not just looking at today's updates. It's like a sneak peek at what's next.
And who knows, maybe someday we'll look back and be like, remember those old days when we had to like use our hands to type things?
Right. But seriously, even with the futuristic AI stuff, this update offers a lot of practical improvements right now. Businesses can benefit today.
Absolutely. If your company's using SAP, this is your cue. Dive into the details, see how you can make things smoother, faster, smarter. And if you're not using SAP, well, maybe it's time to ask yourself, why not? Thanks for joining us on this deep dive, and until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, keep those warehouses humming.